going to be talking about why Medical Monday. Yes, why Medical Monday. So, I decided I was like, what topic can I talk about? And so, you guys know at the end of every show that I encourage you to invest in yourself. So, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about why Medical Monday. What is it? Why is Medical Monday important to you? So, I wanted to kind of like have a dialogue, not just a monologue tonight with some teaching. I want you to guys to get on and post some things that you have seen some positive change in your life from Medical Monday. And I wanted you to post that while either on YouTube or either Instagram or either on Facebook Live. If you could do that, that would be greatly appreciated. I am Dr. Grace Patterson, managing owner of Bethesda Holistic Center, founder of Everything New Medical Care Services, located in Southfield, Michigan, which is in Metro Detroit. Yes, I am a native of Detroiter. Yes, I was born and reared in the city of Detroit. Did all my education in Detroit from elementary all the way to medical school and residency, all done in the D. Yes, I am a Wayne State University School graduate, and Medical Monday was birthed spiritually. Yes. I am a disciple of Great Faith Ministries International, and my spiritual parents are Dr. Wayne T. Jackson and Dr. Beverly Y. Jackson of Great Faith Ministries, and founders of Impact Network, the only Black Christian television network that is in over 80 million homes. So I wanted to talk about tonight, the topic of my show tonight is why Medical Monday. And so I wanted to talk to you guys, see where you were in regards to your health. Wanted to talk to you guys to let you know where I was in regards to providing the information that I do. So I just wanted to say, hey, Jonah, thank you, Jonah, I appreciate you. Who else came on? I saw somebody else. Who was that else that's on? Hey, Miss Diana Brown from California. Hey, Cheryl Campbell, please like, invite, and share as you guys come on. And I'm going to be talking about why Medical Monday. Why is there a Medical Monday? So, while you guys, I'm giving people a chance to get on. It's only 8:02. We're not on last week. I decided not to come on last week because I wanted to cultivate a positive relationship in my life of a friend of mine, and we wanted to get together and have some girl time and have some dinner. And so I decided to do so because I encourage you guys to do the same. So for those positive relationships that are in your life, you need to carve out time for those. Iron sharpens iron. And so, hey, Dominique, thank you for, is it Dominique Warwick? Thank you for joining on. Please like and vote. You said the volume is low. Let me see. I got everything turned up as on all my devices as high as it can go. So maybe I need to speak louder. How about that? Hi, Maisha, yours truly. Please like, invite, and share. I'm going to talk louder. But I was trying to make this kind of like laid back because this is going to be more, like I said, of a dialogue, not just a monologue. I want you guys to post some questions and something. Hey, Tanisa, thank you for joining on. Please like, invite, and share. Why Medical Monday? I just want to let you know that I did tell you how it was birthed. Can you hear me? Hey Doris, can you hear me? Can everyone hear me? Someone said the volume was low. I have all my devices on maximum volume, so I probably need to project and speak a little louder, and that's what I'm going to do for you guys. So why is there a Medical Monday? So I told you guys periodically on a variety of my shows that I used to do Medical Minute at Great Faith Ministry International. We used to have, and most large worship centers do have video announcements. And Apostle Wayne T. Jackson believes in the whole man, spirit, soul, and body. And they asked me to do what we call a minute segment on health issues because it's a healing ministry, not only in the natural, but in the supernatural. So okay, good. Volume is good. Thank you guys for letting me know that. Medical Minute was birthed at Great Faith Ministries International, and so I used to do a minute segment on health issues from hypertension, diabetes, insomnia, to fire safety, to making sure that your chemicals in your home are in safe places and storage, just a whole myriad of topics. So within this last, I think I'm going on in my second year, maybe, or second year of Medical Monday. I'm a little, maybe second year, going into my second year, a little over 2 years now. I've been on every Monday. Some Mondays I've taken off because I have done other things or had other things scheduled, or because some holidays follow on Monday. Because here in, I think today is a federal holiday, Columbus Day. I don't know what Columbus did. I mean, how can you discover something that was never lost? But anyway, I guess it was new to them. But anyway, I'm normally on every Monday. So why did I decide to go back on and start doing Medical Monday? As you know, I service the inner city of Detroit and the metro and the suburban areas, surrounding areas, which is called Metro Detroit. But I'm predominantly with my visiting physician practice, I am in the inner city. So, and inner city Detroit is predominantly African American, and I see so many health disparities between our non-African Americans and brown people and black people, however you want to call it. There is a big gap in the health in regards to as far as putting yourself first, mindset, thoughts, behaviors. I see that there is a huge gap. Socioeconomic status plays a key role in how someone takes care of themselves, or how one views themselves or lack thereof also plays a role in their health. So I decided to, I prayed about it, and the Lord said, I want you to get on Facebook Live or on social media and do a Medical Monday segment. I was already doing a Tuesday segment. It was called Early Morning Ego Call for about 15 minutes, and it was all business related. But the Lord was like, even though you are an entrepreneur in your business, I really want you to address the health issues that people are faced with on a day-to-day basis. Hey, Doris, thank you for joining us. Please like, invite, and share. So, hey Maria, thank you for joining on. Please like, invite, and share as you guys come on. So I got on, and I've been doing it ever since, going strong. I mean, we have talked about everything from head to toe, from inside out. So, and then I'm running out of topic matters. I'm now going into repeat mode. I also do alternative medicine. And what does that alternative mean? Or alternative medicine, or alternative care, or holistic approach, homeopathic, whatever you want to call it. It is anything that a person decides to do outside of pharmaceuticals. So what are pharmaceuticals? The script that your doctor writes when you go see him or her. So you go into you make an appointment, whatever they have available to you. It could be same day appointments, which is few and far between. A person may not be feeling well at the time that they call to make an appointment, but time you get an appointment, you're feeling better. And sometimes you're like, I'm feeling better now. No use to me keeping that appointment, because sometimes it's a week, 2 weeks out, and by that time you're feeling better. And that's why there's overutilization of ER visits. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Right now, I'm going to talk about urgent care versus emergency room. So this is one of the reasons why I Medical Monday, so I can explain. Thank you, Maria. Hey, Miss Mazine, thank you for joining on. I want to educate people so they can make good health choices and decisions. And I'm going to be talking to providers too. So if you know, if in your social media network, any other doctors, nurse practitioners, physician assistants, please share this video with them. There are some huge major changes, that governmental changes in insurance that is happening. So while people are looking at what's going on with Bill Cosby, what's going on with the Supreme Court judge appointee and all that other good stuff. Hey, Tawana, thank you for joining on. And we're basically on center stage for what I call political reality TV. There are some major law changes that are happening behind the scenes while people are watching all this other rhetoric, I call it. So let me get back to what I was saying about the difference between urgent care and an emergency room. They are looking at doctors or primary care physicians, or any one of you that are primary care doctors or primary care providers. They are saying that we are the gatekeepers. They've been saying that for 10, 20 years now, but they really are starting to make us responsible for patients' care in regards to going to other emergency rooms, other doctors, and all of that. An overutilization of the emergency room. So let's say, for instance, a person is not feeling well and they call your office and you tell them they can't get an appointment for a week or 2 weeks, or a month out, based upon how booked you are, and that person goes to the emergency room for a non-life threatening incident, just not feeling well, headache, sore throat. All those things are not life threatening in most cases, and they use the emergency room for a urgent care visit or a primary care doctor visit. They are going to start holding, number one, the patient responsible, and number two, the doctor responsible. And sometimes that doctor, especially with HMOs, you have a doctor assigned to you. But sometimes with the government, insurances are looking at now as how many times that you have seen a doctor. And it's variable over 5 times, 6 times, that is your patient. So, and if they go to the emergency room and they receive services that are considered non-life threatening, the insurance companies have a right to say, we're not going to cover that bill. And then either what they could do is reject the bill and bill the patient. And then also they're looking at penalizing doctors for that happening, which can affect your reimbursement fee scale services. Well, when we bill somebody, they're called fee for service pay scales. And they're looking at a whole myriad of things. Hey, Amio, thank you for joining on. Please like, invite, and share. So, so if you can't get into your doctor before going to the emergency room, you need to look in your area for urgent cares. If you're not too sure if they take your insurance or whatever the case may be, you can always call them before you go. Utilize your membership services on the 1-800 number on the back of your card, and call and see what urgent care services that you may be able to get. So let me get back to the changes that are coming down the line for you providers that are out there. They're making it now where your reimbursements are based upon what they call MIPS. I think I talked about this before, but I'm gonna talk about it again because, like I said, while we're looking at all this other stuff that's going on the news, they're making a whole bunch of changes, law changes that affect people's profession, that affects people getting health care overall, affecting people's lives, and affecting people whether or not they get services or not, or can afford them or not. And if they can't afford them and go to the doctor, guess what? They suffer, then in worst case scenario, they die. And being that Medicare is trillions in dollars of debt and they're trying to save costs, it behooves them to not put people in situations where they can't afford care and they do pass on and make their transition because they don't have to spend money on people who are not living. Yes, it's that serious. So what they're doing is putting it in layman's terms. They're creating what they call ACOs, POs, IPOs, and all that other kind of stuff, where you are rated on your performance and the compliance of your patients. Please like, invite, and share. For those of you that are under the sound of my voice that are nurse practitioners, or if you know a nurse practitioner, physician assistant, or any other doctors, please share this video, because a lot of them don't know that this is happening, and it's happening. And then when they get a letter in the mail that says that they have not reported well, have not did what they needed to do, and it started affecting their reimbursements, then it affects their livelihood. Yeah, and it's too late to try to figure it out at once you get the letter, because once you those deductions happen, you have to jump through major hoops to try to get back up. You can't get back where you started. They only let you get back to that in increments. So you really need to know what's happening in regards to what's happening with insurances. Now, it's very, very important that you share this information. So it's becoming a reporting game. It's not, uh, in my mind, it's not, how can I say this? It's not how well you take care of your patient's game. It's how much you report and how well you report on the computer. Yes. Now, physicians like myself who care and who really take care of their patients, what is required of me is taken away from my patients' care and really taking time with educating my patients, making sure they get what they need, making sure that they're taken care of. I'm now spending more time on the computer and in the meetings finding out. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm multitasking. Finding out what is going on, and how do I need to protect my livelihood. So for those of you under the sound of my voice, please like, invite, and share with this video. Those of you who have doctors that you care about and that you like, you need to tell them, hey, you need to check out Dr. Grace Patterson's video in regards to reporting and how it affects you. It's now for those that are finding out, especially private practice or solo practices, even some group practices are trying to sell their practices, trying to get people that are close to retiring, saying this is just too much, I'm just going to retire. And then some are just saying, I'm just going to go and not do any private care, and I'm just going to get a job with a hospital or an urgent care center or something like that. So if you're someone that's under the sound of my voice that is trying to make a decision on what you need to do in regards to the healthcare profession, be a nurse practitioner, physician assistant, or anything like that, you need to call me so we can talk about how this can affect you long term in regards to reporting through the EMR, how it's important to have one, what's the best one, do you need to connect with the ACO, what other streams of income that you need to develop to make sure that your flow of income is still coming in. Now, I've told you guys a lot when I come on that I'm managing owner of Bethesda Holistic Center and Everything New Medical Care Services, concierge services. What is that? And I tell you guys, this is basically tailor-made cash for service. Let me say that again, cash for service medical care. Now, it's very affordable, especially for you entrepreneurs out there, which are small businesses. Any small business is anything that makes under $1 million a year, $500,000 a year. But now they're going to make it mandatory for you to provide some type of medical coverage for your employees / contractors, or whatever the case may be. So what people have done, they have deducted the hours of the people that work for them to be part-time. They just have a whole bunch of part-time employees, so they're not full-time. Some of them do work full-time hours, so they don't have to offer medical insurance coverage, or they make everyone contractors, so they can't get medical coverage. Because you're a contractor, you basically work for yourself, so you're responsible for getting your own medical coverage. And if any of you have done any shopping, it's very expensive. Even with the Obamacare, or what they call Affordable Care Act, it's still very expensive because you still have a monthly cost, and then you still have a huge deductible to meet before you're at 100% of things being covered. So even though you may go to the doctor, or you still might go to urgent care, or whatever needs or need prescriptions, you still have to meet that deductible before the coverage kicks in. So the concierge services is prime for people that are contract workers, for small businesses who want to offer some type of coverage for their people that work for them, because You want your people that work for you to be in good health so they can show up to work, so they can do the work, right? And if you work for yourself, you want to be in good health to make sure that you can work for yourself and have the money to come in so you can keep working. So, and if you got a cold or whatever the case may be, you could take time off to go see the doctor, and it's affordable for you to take time off to do that, right? So the concierge services will be perfect for you. It is not expensive as you might think. Believe it or not, is a lot cheaper. There's no co-pays, number one. Number two, there's no rush visits. We make sure that when we meet with our patients through our concierge services, you get an hour with me or with one of the providers. You get an entire hour with us. A lot of the services can be provided in your home, or hey Carl, thank you for joining in your home, or if you're an entrepreneur and have a business, we can come to the business to see your contract workers even on site. So that is one of the perks of the concierge services. Now you can go on websites or look on the internet and look up concierge services and see what is available out there. But what makes Bethesda Holistic Center everything new, a cut above all others and the rest? We provide alternative medicine services, and we service you from the inside out, spirit, soul, and body. Most of the concierge services that you will see on the internet have packages, but it's all what we call allopathic medicine, yes, which is I'll write you a script, I'll write you an excuse, and all that other kind of stuff. But we do that also, but we also provide an opportunity for you to get at a discounted price or discounted rate for our alternative medicine services that we provide. The things that I talk about: the platelet replacement therapy, the vitamin testing, the hormonal testings and things of that nature. Now, if you already have insurance, this is not in lieu or in a substitute for your insurance. This can be in addition to, or if you're a contract worker and you cannot afford to the monthly price for commercial insurance along with meeting your deductible, our concierge services are for you. Especially you millennials that are out there, if you can't afford, you make too much to get state assistance but don't make enough for commercial insurance, our concierge services are good. It will be a perfect fit for you. Yes, this is the topic is why Medical Monday. This is why I am on Medical Monday every Monday talking about, hey, Brother Green, thank you for joining on. Please like, invite, and share as you come on. So now, if you're someone under the sound of my voice who is a provider and who is interested in doing this type of service, we can also show you how to do it. You can become work with us, and we can show you how to do it, franchise you, whatever you want to call it. This is what you need to have as a stream of income coming into your practice. Because if you are behind the 8 ball with the changes that have been coming down the pipe within the last 3 to 4 years, your reimbursements are going to be affected, gravely affected. If you're not meeting the criteria of the reporting for the MIPS and the MACRA and all that other kind of stuff, your reimbursements are going to be affected. And so I want to say this. It is really sad to see how this is happening, because what is happening with the reporting system, what they're going to also do, those doctors who are poor performers in reporting, that does not mean that you're a poor performer in taking care of your patients. Let me say that again. For those doctors who are poor performing in reporting, that does not mean that you're poor performing in taking care of your patients. What they're going to start doing once they listen to this is deep. Once they decrease your reimbursement and you get a report card and your grading is low, even though you may have had patients for years, they're going to send them a letter and say, you as a provider or the provider, I don't want to speak this out over anyone because I do believe in power of words. They're going to say that that provider is not someone that they recommend. But if you still want to go and see this doctor, they can triple, quadruple your copay to force you not to go to that doctor and go to another doctor. So how does that happen? So what does that do? That drives that particular doctor out of business, and they're doing it on purpose. Then it allows the one that has a good report card, but that doesn't mean they take care of the patients like they should. They just have a good report card. That does not mean that they take care of patients like they should. It's just a game. So this is what's going on behind the scenes while we're watching the Supreme Court appointments and or not, who was sleeping with who when they were in high school, who was drunk and forced themselves on people and all that other kind of stuff. We're watching that. Hey Kim, thank you for joining on. So this is what's going on behind the scenes. Okay. So that can force that doctor out of business because the reimbursements are low, and they're sending letters to their patients to go to another doctor, basically forcing them by increasing their copay rates. So then you have the doctors that have good report cards, this influx of all these patients. So your appointments and your visits, for you to get an appointment, is a longer time wait, and then a shorter time with a doctor because they have so many people that they need to see. So this is what's coming. It's already here, and it's only going to get progressively non-functional, because doctors are going to be like, look, this is enough. We went to school for all these years. We took an oath to do no harm. We took an oath to help people. We didn't take an oath to play computer games. No, we didn't. But that's what it is, and that's what's happening. So again, for those, this is why I am on Medical Monday, to sound the alarm in regards to health changes that are coming, things in regards to your health that you need to address. This is why I am on every Monday, okay? To tell you as a person, and even providers, if you're a provider, and you are an entrepreneur and all that other kind of stuff, your healthcare costs are off the charts or whatever the case may be, because of commercial insurance, and it's a huge chunk of money that is going out. You really need to look at concierge services, for you, not only for you to provide them, but from you to get them from another provider. Yes, there are programs out there that we, based upon reportable income, that's available for people to get their mammograms done after the age of 40, to get pap smears done, prostate exams for men. Again, our concierge services, we even have diagnostic testing, imaging studies that can be done in the home, x-rays, echoes, Dopplers, and EKGs, that are affordable costs, and you don't have to go to the doctor's office to get it done. We can set it up for you to have it at your home, in the privacy of your own home. That's why it's called concierge, because it's personalized care, specifically tailor-made for you. Now, this is also perfect for some of you pastors that are out there, that's under the sound of my voice locally, and even abroad, because we can, with the internet, we have a service that is HIPAA compliant. You would have access to me via text or email or FaceTime, because it is a lot for you to service your parishioners or your disciples. And if you need to do any maintenance or anything like that, come on now. I mean, you call to make an appointment and they tell you it's 2-3 weeks out. Then when you get there, then you got to sit there 3-4 hours. And then not only that, you're sitting in a lobby, or this is not just for pastors, just in general. You're sitting in the lobby with other people who may be sick and may have some type of airborne disease, be it cold, cough, flu, whatever the case may be, and you're in the midst of that. So you are in your home, waiting in the comforts of your home, and waiting for a provider to come to meet you in your home, or FaceTime you, video chat with you, email with you, or HIPAA compliant texting to find out what's going on with you, to make your assessment for health maintenance, or to address a non-emergent issue, or to discuss with you if something is emergent or urgent. So a lot of people ask me too is, well, what about if I need to go to the hospital? Believe it or not, your concierge service monthly membership or your yearly membership, and we advise you to get catastrophic insurance, which means if you need to go into the hospital, they cover your hospital stay. You still come out so much cheaper as an entrepreneur or a small business than you would getting commercial insurance. We crunched the numbers. Yes, we have crunched the numbers. We just closed a couple of corporate accounts of people that are entrepreneurs, and we will assess your business, figure out what works best for you and your company based on size. One corporate account, I really admired this lady. She said that she would pay for half of their yearly membership for her contract workers. And then she asked me for a price list to see what the pricing was for testing. And she said if it's affordable, that she will be willing to even pay half for that. And that is commendable. So that lets you know how affordable it is. And like I said, if you're an entrepreneur under the sound of my voice, or and you're looking to provide some type of health care coverage for your contract workers or your employees, and commercial insurance, it just seems like it's as a big chunk of your budget, or it seems like it's so far for you to afford. And even then, like I said, that monthly fee along with that big huge deductible, even if you go, you're still paying out of pocket anyway. So why don't you pay for something that is tailor-made for you with no co-pays, an hour with the doctor, any studies or anything like that if you opt for that, can be done in the comfort of your home. So that is why I do Medical Monday, to let you guys know, if you're a provider, if you are a patient, if you are, especially providers, you really need to be on top of the changes that are coming. It's already happened with Medicare. It's already happening with Blue Cross Blue Shield. Those are the two big ones. So once they make that change, the other insurance companies will follow suit. So you do not want to get that. Yes, Carl, I know. Yes, I know, Carl. You don't want to be caught getting that deduction in your reimbursements, and you like, oh my God, what does this mean? It's too late to be trying to figure it out then, because now you got to dig yourself out of a hole if you're a provider. And then if you did get that letter, you need to call me so we can discuss what that means, if it can be fixed, and what else that you can do to supplement your income, because you didn't go to school all these years to just throw in the towel right now. So what else would you do? I know I guess you could teach. I guess you could teach. I don't know. But what else would you do? And that's the question I asked myself. What else would I would do? Besides taking care of people? I don't know. I guess I could open other businesses. I do have other businesses too. My concierge services is outside, which is a cash fee for service, part of my practice. And then I do take insurance on another side. But again, and you providers know what I'm saying. And for you who are not providers and you are patients, to give you a better understanding what doctors have to go through, so you can be more compassionate and understanding. A lot of people think, oh, doctors make buku money. We have a comfortable life. The highest paid doctor is orthopedics. You can Google that. You can look that up. as orthopedic surgeons, they in the OR, they fix bones, they're the highest paid. And you can see where everybody else falls in place. But it costs to be a doctor. We have malpractice insurance. We have people that we have to pay that are very instrumental in our in helping us to do what we do, from scheduling, from talking to you guys, to answering the phones, to verifying insurance, to getting the labs, getting results back, get me the information that I need to get to help you. I mean, so all of that cost is not done for free. So as a physician, if especially private practice, solo practice, or whatever the case may be, even though they may be reducing reimbursements at the insurance level, our overhead most oftentimes stay the same. And so I know people say, you know, if you're in the medical field, you'll always have a job because there's, you know, always have work because there's always people going to be ill, whatever the case may be. But at the same time, laws are changing, and you have to know yes, you have to know what those laws are and be prepared for them, because this is how we make our living. So please like, invite, and share this video. Let this video go viral. And if you're a provider under the sound of my voice, you need to get in touch with me. My email address, go to my website, www.bw-center.com. And if you want to get in touch with me personally, or my email address is drgpattersonmd@gmail.com. That's DR as in doctor, G as in my first name, Grace, Patterson my last name, MD for medical doctor @gmail.com. Our office telephone number is 248-356-1111. That's 248-356-111. You cannot message me anymore. I deleted my messenger account. It was getting on my nerves so bad. I don't know if I'm going to reinstall it and reactivate it. I don't know. I hate that they got rid of the inbox part from Facebook. You can post something that's non-personal. You can message me, I do believe, through my business page. That is separate from Messenger. So you can go to Medical Monday and send me a message. Or you can go to Bethesda, but I think it's Bethesda Holistic Center. It has a page. You can message me through there as well. And if you have any questions, especially if you're a provider and you need to know what's going on and you need to prepare, and you need to join arms and lock arms with someone, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but we are ahead of the curve and ahead of the game on that. Visiting practice, I know a lot of people don't like it. There is visiting practice is like old school. That's how it used to be. You know, you used to see, what is it? What was the name? Marcus Welby. And who else was it? Dr. Quinn. I mean, all the old things, old shows that you used to see on television when doctors used to go house to house. You would think that they would, the big thing now is when somebody is discharged from the hospital, because they've changed that too. They have what they call package or bundle payments. So the key is not to let that patient bounce back to the hospital. Hey, Apple of God's Eye, Baylor, thank you for joining. We don't want that patient to bounce back into the hospital. So visiting physicians play a key role in that. So if you're a primary care doctor under the sound of my voice, and we have to see that patient within 1 to 14 days after discharge. So, and guess what? If they bounce back, what's going to wind up happening, not only are they going to penalize the hospital, but they're going to start penalizing the primary doctor who that person is assigned to, from allowing that patient to not get in the care that they need to keep them from bouncing back to the hospital. Okay, so this person, this is, I'm gonna create the scenario right quick. Someone is discharged from the hospital, they're bed bound, okay? And they have discharge instructions to follow up with your primary care doctor with 3 to 7 days. And so how does that family member get this semi-bed bound patient out of the house in a car to their primary care doctor? Okay, and let's make it a true scenario in Michigan in the winter. How does that family member get that person out of the house or the apartment into a car or a vehicle with snow and ice, then get to the doctor's office and get that person out of the car and snow and ice into the doctor's office, then see the sit there and wait, and this person is still not feeling all that good because they just been discharged from the hospital. Then wait some more, be seen by the doctor, get a script. Okay, now they have a script now, and they still with this person that's not feeling good. So they got to get them out of the office, again, back out to the car with snow and ice. Then they got the script now. So the question is, do I stop at CVS and drop the script off in the car with this person, and they're not feeling well? Do I leave them in the car running while I run into CVS, or go through the drive-through with the person? What do I do? You know, and then once I drop it off, I still got to take them home, get them out the car in the snow and ice, back in the house, then go back and pick up the script. So how many of you know them getting that primary care visit between 1 to 14 days after discharge, it just doesn't happen? So then the person gets worse, and then they call 911 and the ambulance visit, and they bounce back to the hospital. So that's where the visiting practice. Hey, Teresa Thomas, thank you for joining on. That's where the visiting practice come in. That a lot of people don't like to do it because you have to have a heart for it, and you have to be willing to make the drive. You have to be willing to go into places sometimes you're not comfortable going into, but these people still deserve the care like anybody else deserves it. So for a while, I was like, Lord, how long are you going to have me out in the field? How long am I going to be going house to house? You're right, they can't. So that's where the visiting practice comes in at. And I'm glad since 2007, now what is 2019? So it'll be about 12 years now that Bethesda Holistic Center have been doing that. And I think we're going to stay where we are. And the reason being is because with the governmental changes, the insurance changes, good visiting physician practices are going to be in demand, and those that are out there that are not, they're going to be like pushed to the wayside, or the case may be, because the patients really need to be taken care of, along with the reporting game that I was telling you guys about, the report card game I was telling about. It's 8:41. I'm gonna try to see that the patient is if the patient is even willing to go. You're right. You guys are right. This is why I'm on Medical Monday, to let you guys not only to inform you about health issues, but to inform you about government law changes and insurance issues. If you have questions about your in particular insurance, you call the 1-800 number on the back of your card. Find out what your memberships are. They always send you that book. Who reads it? Some people do, some people don't. You need to read your benefits. You need to know what your benefits are. If you have a job, talk to your HR people. Find out what your benefits are. What is available to you? Do you have flexible spending? Do you have part of your insurance that goes for alternative care, alternative medicine? Do you have part of the stuff that was for weight management, gym memberships? Is a whole myriad of things that could be available to people, and they may not know about it. And guess what? Your insurance company is not going to call you and tell you, and they're not going to call you and tell you about your any changes, and HR is not either. So especially with Medicare, seniors and people that are taking care of their elderly parents and things of that nature, let me tell you this one. They are making it mandatory for people that have Medicare to sign on the internet for their insurances to find out what their benefits are, and all that good stuff too. And if you don't, you can be penalized. It'll be a penalty for you not logging on. So that was one of the fights that I had with these last 2 years, because they were making it mandatory for my patients to interact with me on the internet. And I'm like, well, first of all, 95% of my patients are over the age of 65 and seniors. They don't have internet and they don't have computers. And if they do have a smartphone, they don't know how to use it. So how are you going to penalize me for someone that doesn't have the capabilities to do what you are requiring? So they're taking it to another level now. They're taking it to the next level now that they are going to have to sign in and log in on to find out what their benefits are. They're going to send them messages of what they should be having done yearly. And if they don't have that stuff done, then the doctor and the patient will be penalized. So those of you who take care of your elderly parents or on Medicare or whatever, you guys need to, we're going to educate our patients on that. We are even looking into and investing a separate computer that we're going to take into the home and show our Medicare patients how to log on, and our caregivers of those patients how to log in, because this is the time and the seasons that we're living in right now. I just found this out this week. If those of you under the sound of my voice who are my patients who watch this video, you have into October the 31st to say that I'm your primary care doctor. And guess when they told us that we needed to have this done? They didn't tell us. I found out from someone who's working with us that's finding out the information. So Medicare, the government, is not going to make it easy for us. They're not going to call you and tell you the changes that are coming. They're not going to call you and tell you anything. And then the way you're going to find out is by a letter in the mail, or you use your insurance and find out something that you used to have covered is no longer covered. So be mindful of that. So this is why I have Medical Monday. So hopefully this was very informative to you guys. It is 8:45. It's getting close to 9 o'clock. I'm trying to, hey Jaquinda, hopefully you heard everything that I said about the new changes in government and laws that are happening. Hey, how are you? It's good to see you, nurse practitioner Jaquinda Quinn. She's an excellent nurse practitioner. I had the pleasure and the honor of working with her. Please, if you came in this video a little late, Jaquinda, I need you to go back and listen to it, because I gave some nuggets in regards to the Medicare changes and insurance changes that are coming down that is affecting reimbursements. I even talked about concierge services. If that's something that you're interested in doing along with us or on your own, we can show you how, because they're going to really start affecting us across. It says, I had no idea before to provide home care visits, and it was told that I couldn't start this type of care. Hold on, let me see what this said. You can't start this type of care. Okay, let me see. I was told that I had to have a doctor to start a practice like this. I had no idea before to provide home visits, and was told that I couldn't start this type of care as an MP. I was told that I had to be a doctor to start to practice like this. Who told you that? You can have a collaborating doctor such as myself. I can supervise you or oversee you. You have to talk to Medicare. Don't let people, this is what I tell people, and this is what I tell my team. Don't let anybody else tell you what you can and cannot do unless it's insurance companies like Medicare itself themselves, okay? Because people are only going to tell you based upon what their knowledge base is, or they'll tell you something that is not true because they don't want you to do it. Read between the lines on that. It's called hateration. So, what is that? Is it Mecca? Give me a call, 248-356-1111, or email me, drgpattersonmd@gmail.com. I've had a couple of nurse practitioners that I've worked with before that they have their own visiting practice, and I collaborate with them and I oversee them as their doctor. So don't, you can't be a standalone, I don't think. I think that's true on that. You can be part of a group or whatever the case may be. You can have your own number, your own Medicare number. You can see your own patients, because these nurse practitioners that I worked with before, they were doing it part of our group, but then I had one that had her own practice. So I don't know how true that is. So let's see. Please, but you still need to know about the changes in the laws that are coming. It's very, very, very important that you know that. Let's see. I'm just going through perusing to see if there's any questions or comments. Yeah, oh my God. Yeah, you're right. Hey, Levon. Hey, Pastor Lee. Miss you. Love you. Hey, Marvin Flinchoy. Pastor, how are you? Hey, Denise Moore. Hey, Andre Lynn, Cassandra. Hey, First Lady Cassandra, how are you? Hey, Miss Roberson, thank you for joining in. Hey, Tawana Knowles, all you guys for joining in on tonight. If you have any questions about anything, concerns about anything, we are Bethesda Holistic Center. I have to say something about my team. I have a phenomenal team. I have a phenomenal business manager. I have a great scheduler, office manager, and a clinical office manager. They go way beyond the call of duty. Sometimes to the extent I'm like, okay, you can't be spending 30, 40 minutes to an hour with just one patient, on the phone. But they will do what they need to do to get it done. Even myself, I'm gonna give you a prime example. I had a patient who has been sleeping on a recliner since May. I've been trying to get this hospital bed for this patient because Medicare says you can't get any new equipment in a 5-year period. He had a fire. The bed was destroyed. Did not have rental insurance. But Medicare is saying if you can get us a police report or fire report, we will replace the bed. We've been calling him, and he said he's been faxing it, and so I called him today, and I was like, repeat to me all the numbers that you have. So he gave me all his telephone numbers, and I called those numbers. This man is obviously, he's not old, but he's been through so much that I think he doesn't have the wherewithal to carry out the task of getting this report, because he's basically homebound. So it's not like he can go to the fire station or go to the police fire department or the police station and get a report or make a report. So he's homebound. Okay, so he's trying to do all this stuff over the phone. So when I talked to him, I was like, okay, we keep on asking him to do the same thing over and over again from myself and the people who's trying to get the bed. I said, it's quite clear that he's not capable of doing this on his own. So I got the information. I called the fire station. I called the investigator. I got the fax number to the to the fire department, and told the people that's trying to get the bed, will you please fax over a request for the report and stop depending on him to do it? So that's taken out of my time of seeing patients, but I want him to get what he needs. And I'm not the only one that does that type of thing at Bethesda Holistic Center, and everything do. Our business manager goes beyond the call of duty. Our anybody who answers the phone goes beyond the call of duty to make sure that our patients get what they need so they can be the best that they can be health-wise and in their environment and all of that. And I just want to thank God for sending people to me who have a heart for this type of work. A lot of people don't have the heart to do it, and if you don't, it's best for you not to be part of what we do. I mean, it is what it is, and what I tell people, you're gonna tell people sometimes, it's like, you got to remember, we're getting younger and younger every day. So we want people to have the type of care that we would want to have if we were also in that situation. So please like, bite, and share this video. Let this video go viral. If you're a provider under the sound of my voice, be it a nurse practitioner, physician assistant, nurse practitioner students, we get a lot of the students that are coming in that we are training. The nurse practitioner that I have a student right now is having a ball, having a blast, because she's really learning all the alternative infusions and natural remedies that we're doing for our patients that have pain, that have osteoarthritis and all of that. So she's really getting the hang of that and understanding when to give it, not to give it, and from lymphedema to muscle spasms, all that good kind of stuff she's really learning about, and you don't get that in traditional medicine. So if you're in a nursing school and you want to do an elective with us or a rotation with us for your adult elective, your elective, be it homeopathic, natural, alternative medicine, or your what they call your senior adult care or whatever elderly care, we will be more than happy to have you, because not only we are out in the field, we have a healing clinic once a week, and you can be involved in part of that. So please like, invite, and share. Sound the alarm. Let people know what's going to happen in regards to the changes that are happening insurance-wise at the level of Medicare and Blue Cross, Blue Shield, and other insurances. We can help you get where you need to be as a provider. And if you have any questions about your insurance, we can help you with that. If you are an entrepreneur, contract worker, and commercial insurance is just not meeting the healthcare needs that you need, concierge services is the way to go. You have is a fee for service. You get your service, and you have a monthly fee, but there's no deductible to meet. So there's no co-pays, there's no deductibles, and you get your services done. You get an hour with a doctor. If you need any studies or testing done for the alternative side, you will get a discounted price for those services. And any diagnostic testing, you have an option to have those type of things done in the comfort of your home. So that's what makes us different. And then any other concierge services that is out there, we allow you to have either traditional medicine or allopathic medicine along with alternative services, whichever one you choose, or a combination of the two. So please check out our website, www.bwjazzcenter.com. Our telephone number is 248-356-1111. My email address is drg Patterson, my last name, MD, as in medical doctor, @gmail.com. That's DRG Patterson with 2 T's, ERSON, MD @gmail.com. Please get in touch with me because things are changing. Things are changing. Reimbursements are being reduced. For those who are not at the head of the game, what they're talking about, and it is going to start affecting practices as a whole. And so you need to know what to do about it, and you need to have a safety net, and you need to start having fee for service. Everybody else have fee for service. You can't go get your hair done and say bill me and bill me, and then you have to wait to get your payment as a cosmetologist, or get your nails done and say bill me, and as a nail tech you got to bill somebody and wait for your money to come, and then sometimes they may deny the payment, then you have to fight for the payment, and you've already provided the service. Come on now. And we are responsible for people's lives, but then you want us to bill us, and then you want to reduce our deductible because we don't report stuff right on a computer. Don't make sense. Don't make sense whatsoever. So what's going to wind up happening, people are going to learn how to play the game. They're going to play the game, but don't provide the care that the people need. And they're going to be getting the money, but the people are not getting the care that they deserve. So to alleviate all of that and to get around all of that, so to speak, as a provider, you need to start doing cash for services. And people are willing to do it to stay healthy, and especially entrepreneurs, people that are out there that can't really afford healthcare costs, to provide it for their contract workers or their employees. Concierge services is the way to go. So if you're a nurse practitioner or physician assistant and this is something that you're interested in, call us. We'll be willing to work with you and show you how to do it, or you can work with us and we can work together. And so I am so excited. Again, we just landed our first one of our first corporate accounts, and it's a door that is open to many more doors, and I'm really, really excited about it. So thank you so much for tuning in. It's 8:58. Please like, invite, and share this video that is going on. Like I said, there's a lot of changes that are happening, and I'm trying to not only talk about health issues as far as the body is concerned. Insurance coverage and cost is also an issue, and they're not going to tell you about the changes. I'm gonna tell you this story, which is a true story, and I have been dealing with this for the last 10 years. This is how Medicare operates. What they'll do, they'll send a letter during open enrollment or at the beginning of the year, and they'll send a letter to a senior to say, you have to choose an HMO for your secondary insurance to cover your medications, or you can stay for visiting physicians. It's best if you just stay straight Medicare, Medicaid, period. It's just best that you do that, because if you go into a HMO, some HMOs do not allow home care services for a doctor to come out. So they'll send a letter out to a senior that says you have to elect a HMO, or if you want to keep your straight Medicare, Medicaid, please call this number. It should be, if you want to stay the same, you should not have to do anything. And so the thing is, if you don't call the number, they will automatically enroll you into whatever they want you to have if you don't call that number. So I will go see people during the month of enrollment, which is January, not knowing whether or not they responded to that telephone number, or not knowing whether or not Medicare or the government have enrolled them into something that they feel that they need. I don't know until I try to bill them, provide the services, and and then I get a rejection notice saying that this is not that person's insurance anymore, even after we verified it. So the question then becomes, who do I complain to? It's the government. So I just want to leave you guys with that thought. Yes, God has been good to me. God has seen me through. He's always provided, and He's provided me with this opportunity to allow me to provide services, cash based services. For, again, like I said, you can add it to the insurance that you already have as a monthly membership, or it could be something that you do alone, standing alone, as a contract worker or an entrepreneur who is trying to provide some type of medical services for the contract workers or employees. You need to check us out. Call us. What do you have to lose? I had one lady that said for her and it was her and two other of her business partners or contract work, they were charging almost $8,000. And that was not meeting their deductible for the three of them. It was going to cost them $8,000. Our membership wasn't even a quarter of that, a third of that. Okay, and along with the discount services that we provide that traditional insurance don't even offer. So you need to check us out. I think we are an answer to many people's prayers. We are an answer to we have been an answer to people who have gone the traditional medical route and could not find out what was wrong with them. And we're able to find out what the issue is and get to the root of it and put themselves in a position of recovery and to leading a healthy life. So I am Dr. Grace, Managing Owner of Bethesda Holistic Center, and a founder of Everything New Medical Service Fee Cash for Service Medical Services. I'm in the Metro Detroit area. Our address is 21411 Civic Center Drive, Suite 102, Southfield, Michigan. Our telephone number is 248-356-1111. Our website is www.bw-center.com. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in to Medical Monday. We'll be back next week, same time, same station, Facebook Live, Instagram, and YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in. Grace and peace. God bless. Bye for now.